come together in your name, oh God, to praise and worship you. God, we pray now, God, that your spirit fall fresh in this house, oh God. God, those that are assembled, even those that are on their way, God, even those that are in their homes right now, God, we pray that you will move in a mighty special way. Heal and make whole in the mighty name of Jesus. God, we declare your glory in this house. We declare your presence in the mighty name of Jesus. God, we thank you for our pastor and First Lady, oh God. We pray your healing power upon her body even right now, oh God, in the mighty name of Jesus. We know that you're able, oh God. So we pray that you will touch her even now, oh God, in the mighty name of Jesus. God, this world, this nation, God, our children, oh God. God, we pray that you would just touch them right now, oh God, in the mighty name of Jesus. Every leader, oh God, have your way, oh God, in the United States of America, God, even other countries, oh God. We know that you have the last say so, oh God. And we pray, God, that you would just touch us, oh God. Help us, God, to be ready when you return, oh God, in the mighty name of Jesus. Forgive us of every sin, God, everything we've said, done, or thought that was not of you and not like you, oh God. We ask your forgiveness right now. Create us clean hearts, oh God, and renew a right spirit within us, oh God. In the mighty name of Jesus. God, we love you on today. We give you praise, oh God. In spite of how we may be feeling or what we may be going through, we give you praise, oh God. And we say thank you, God, that we're still able to say thank you, God. We say thank you, God, that we're still able to lift our hands and worship and praise you, oh God. Have your way in this service, oh God. And we thank you in advance for what you're going to do. And it's in Jesus' mighty name we pray. Thank God and amen. Amen.
this right that we have to worship you in spirit and in truth. As we speak a word today to uplift and help us through these trying times, we know that you are a God, can do anything but fail, and that nothing is impossible to them that believe. How many of you believe this morning? Are you a believer this morning? Hallelujah. We receive it right now by faith in Jesus' name. And all of God's people said, amen. Amen. You all may be seated. God bless you. It's so nice seeing half your face. Amen. But it's good just seeing you, putting eyes on you. Many of you I have been in contact with, seeing you personally, whether it was in Walmart, Albertsons, Home Depot, Super One. Oh, I'm in here by myself. Easy Mart. I'm going to be nice this morning, and I'm going to be brief. But I want you to know that you are essential. I need better than that. You are essential. I passed by the adult beverage stores, and they had a line around the block. They said that they were essential. The marijuana, CBD shops, they had a line around the building. I'm in here by myself. They said that they were essential, but they wouldn't let even the church be on their parking lot. Well, you have to know your worth in time like these. You have to know that you are essential. Let me tell you how essential, I'm preaching already. I'm going to tell you how essential you are. The Bible said because of the fear that come upon them, that the world will turn to you for a witness. They don't have the answers. They said, I'm talking about those in charge, said, sneeze in the elbow. I knew that wasn't working. I went on YouTube with that one. I said, that ain't gonna work. They said, you don't need a mask. Within 2 weeks, you needed a mask. Let me tell y'all something. I wish Brother Stagg was here, but I know the older we get and our, what they say, underlying conditions, we're going to have some wisdom. We're going to have, first of all, we're going to have common sense and the Holy Ghost. Paul got into a discussion with a centurion, which is a captain over 100. It's a soldier, a captain, a centurion. And the centurion was guarding Paul, was taking him to Rome. And they were on a ship. And Paul told the centurion, because he's the one that chartered the ship. I'm in here by myself. He said, you need to stay in this harbor. It was called the Fair Havens. And the Bible said that the captain, who was the expert, he said, no, we need to set sail. He said, we can make it. Well, they got into back and forth. The Bible said that the centurion believed the captain and not Paul. Because the captain was the expert. I'm in there by myself. Bible says they set out. They hit what they call a cyclone. They call them hurricanes over here. But over there in the Mediterranean, cyclone. And the name of the cyclone in the Bible is Recuperate. And for 14 days and nights, they couldn't even see the sun. Guess what Paul said once they got out of that 2 or 3 week storm? Paul said, and I'm going to paraphrase, he said, I told you so. he did. He said, the angel of the Lord stood by me this night. And he said, you must stay with the ship. Oh, I'm in there by myself. And they were getting ready to jump ship. He said, you stay with the ship. Then the ship hit a place where the waters come one way and the waters come another way, and it broke the ship up. He said, now grab hold of even pieces of the ship. And we all know that's what we have to do. Even though sometimes the ship may break up and get fractured, you got to hold on to even the smallest fragment. And the Bible said all of them were safe and sound on the shore. So I'm here today to tell you that the Lord has been watching. He's been listening. And one day, they're going to have to listen to us. They think because we don't know this, that, and the other about germs, I know enough. I know enough. I'm in here by myself. I'll just incorporate my message. I just have a few minutes now. The Lord said, and I started this series online. We're talking about relationships. Everybody said that. Relationship. This is what's going to get strained. They're already fractured.
Well.
Am I telling the truth? Now y'all know I got some pent up preaching. I'm about to pop. but we're gonna have to learn some things. One of the first online messages I did about 2 months now ago, I talked about understanding. I said, you're going to have to understand. I said, one person's going to have an opinion and a viewpoint, and another person's going to have an opinion and a viewpoint. And I said, we're going to have to receive each other's viewpoint and do according to how we want to do.
Amen.
Is that right? I said, and don't think somebody's reckless because they want to do one thing, and you don't. So somebody said, well, we all need to stay at home, so we all will be safe. I said, you stay at home. And you safe.
Amen.
Oh, I don't know how to get that. If I stay at the house, it don't matter how many different houses my neighbor go to. Why would I criticize my neighbor? My neighbor's been having fish fries. My neighbor's been having spade parties and domino parties the whole time. Now, I don't agree with it, but I ain't criticizing him. Matter of fact, I told him bring me something with it. Y'all not in, I'm here by myself. I'm going to get into this. Now, what I'm going to do, at a certain time, I'm just going to stop.
All right.
So y'all hold this paper because there ain't no way. When I was putting it together, I said, I'll just have it all on this one paper. Y'all hold your paper. If you don't, we'll have a copy for you next week. What I want us to learn in this part, now this part may take me a month. Now the way we're going to do this, we won't be back next week. We won't be back 5th Sunday. We're going to come back on the 1st Sunday.
Okay.
Now I'm taking some of the advice. They said, now if you come in contact with someone that has contracted the virus, it takes something like a 14-day period, and within that you'll have signs and symptoms, and you'll be contagious for a few days. It's only a few days, 3-4 days, maybe 5 days, whatever it is. And then as you're recuperating, then you're not contagious. Now let me say this, because I listen to what they say, and I tell my wife all the time. I said they can't tell me anything, just anything. They can tell me all they know, but they just can't tell me anything. So if you tell me that half of the people that get this virus will never know they had it.
All right.
I said, if that's true, I said, I'm going on your information. You said 20% will contract it. All right. Half of that 20% will never know they even had it. So that lets me know this virus is all of that and it's none of that. Y'all understand what I just said? Because somebody is not going to have symptoms, they're not going to get sick.
That's it. That's right.
Then somebody going to get it, and if they get a bad case of it, Lord, they in a world of hurt. So it's all of that if you get a bad case of it. Can't hardly breathe. They stuck people on ventilators, then they realized that the ventilator was doing more damage. I'm in here by myself. These are the professionals. So I listen, but they just can't tell me anything. If you tell me one thing, you better back that up. Because if 2 weeks you changed it, I got my opinion too. All right, here we go. How do you recuperate for hurtful people.
All right.
We do not have time for people that cause pain.
All right. Come on.
In times that we are living in now, people that cause us miseries, aren't we going through enough?
Amen.
Oh, let me tell you what God expects. So I'm going to throw you a loop. Let's look at the Psalms first. The number 122, David wrote this one. He wrote most of the Psalms, but he did not write all of them. His son Solomon wrote some. There were musicians, Asaph, and his brother Jeduthun. They wrote, and the Bible said they prophesied with their hearts. With their music, they prophesied with it.
Yes.
Oh, y'all missing this.
Yes.
Moses, one of the Psalms, though, and I think I have, let me just make sure, because it was my intention on the backside. Moses even wrote various of the Psalms. Psalm 91, Moses wrote that. Matter of fact, it's a prayer that we're going to pray. And why don't we do that first? They'll read the prayer. Matter of fact, can we read it in unison, that you lead us out on the backside of your page? The second prayer, Psalms 91. This was written by Moses. It's incorporated into the Psalms. Psalms mean songs. They'll lead us out. We'll read it in unison with you. Ready? Psalm 91, 1 through 8. And it reads.
He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in Him will I trust. Surely He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with His feathers, and under His wings shall thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked.
Come on, everybody say amen. Amen. That is a promise to God's people. You'll behold it with your eye. You see it. There'll be things that'll be just right there. I've had individuals that have contracted this particular virus. And they didn't make it. And those that they went to the emergency room and they sent them home. Because they just had a little something. And they recovered. That was in the news just Friday, I believe, a lady 102 years old. Recuperated. I'm in here by myself. It's all of this that they say in some respect, and it's none of that. So, but it just depends if you get the severity. You don't want that. So you got to protect yourself. And you have to have some common sense and the Holy Ghost. People have been to the Walmart. I shop every week, once a week, Tuesday morning, 6 in the morning. Now you can go anytime almost now, but back then I could go at 6. They just let the senior citizens in there. Take them a time. They don't have to be worship. And you know everybody in there old, so everybody moving slow. No, buddy, I'm in it by myself. I've been to Walmart every week. None of the associates have been sick. I'm in here by myself. Then I went over to Albertsons because Walmart didn't have something. They open every day. But the church couldn't be open. There's something wrong with it. If they can have social distancing, I call it physical distancing. That's what I call it. If they can keep their distances and they can alter the normal way of doing things, we can do it too.
Amen. Amen.
I haven't had the cookies yet that the lady cooked on state line, but I passed through there the other day. 5 blocks lined up to get cookies. Boy, you wouldn't have thought it was a pandemic. They lined up to get dope, alcohol, but they got the munchies, they go get cookies. I got about 10 more minutes. But watch this. Let me hear it. In that Psalms, he said in the daytime, he said arrows that fly. He said that thou shalt not be afraid of the terror that's at the nighttime. So we see daytime, we see nighttime. Then he said that it would be destruction at noonday. So that lets me know something about life. Life is always, now watch this, full of risk. Life is full of risk. That's why some people dread getting up in the morning. Even before there was a pandemic. Because it's a risk. Every time you get it, it's a risk to get feelings hurt. It's a risk to lose something. It's the risk for something negative to happen. And you got to keep your head up. Watch this. Psalm 122, verse through 6. The people of God are heading up to Jerusalem. It is a psalm of degrees because they are heading up to the holy city. Read it for us. First verse.
I was glad when they said unto me, let us go into the house of the Lord. Our feet shall stand within thy gates,
Read
O
it.
Jerusalem. Jerusalem is built as a city that is compact
When
together.
they built the city, it's compact. In other words, each house in Jerusalem is connected to the next house. Every house is connected. And then it has a wall. So you have the wall and every house connected. And the houses even connect to the wall. So it's compact. You've been hearing a lot about density of population. Y'all hear what I'm saying? Yeah. They're trying to say, New York, New Jersey, because of the density of the population, it's compact. That's why so many people that's getting this virus. And I said, no. That may have a component in the equation, but I'd already prophesied it because it's in the book. It has to do with correction. They need correction. It's not so much, now watch this, it's not so much the people of the state, the people of the, but it's when leadership, God, help me. When leadership is all out of way, God said, I got to correct. God not judging them to punish, He's judging them to correct. And we got to heed correction. Watch this. Watch what the word says. 4th verse.
But the tribes go up, the tribes of the Lord, unto the testimony of Israel.
So here, wait a minute. So Sunday school taught us that there are 12 tribes. And it's saying as these 12 tribes are going up to Jerusalem, they begin to sing this song. This song. And they said, I was glad when they said unto me, let us go into, somebody say into, the house of the Lord. Now, can I break that down? When the scripture says, I was glad when they said, somebody said they said. Who was the they? See, we got to know these things. Let us. That word let means allow us. Weren't you glad when they said unto us, or allowed us to come back to the house of the Lord? This was written by David for a future generation. The people of God are the they. And it comes to a point we have to say it. Somebody got to say it. It's time to come back.